Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. How are you today? Nice. Okay, let me introduce myself. My name is Asvia Nuriyah, and now I will be the presenter in our meeting. And the material I will explain will be on the theme: does the current learning environment cater to the needs of all learners? Well, so we can start by looking at the PPT. Okay, what is the learning environment, or what the definition is the learning environment? The learning environment is all conditions that affect the behavior of the subject involved in learning, especially teachers and students as the spearhead of the learning process at school. Okay, so in the context of learning, students as a parties who need attention so that learning can have meaning. This means that in the learning process, what needs to be considered first at the student, how are their condition and abilities. Only after that determine the other components, what the materials are needed, what is the right way to act, what tools and facilities are suitable and supportive, all of which must be tailored to the needs of students. Okay, next, the function of the learning environment to stimulate individuals so that there is a response that indicates certain behavior. Teachers need to know and understand the level of needs of their students so that they can help and meet their needs through various educational activities, including learning activities. In addition, by recognizing the needs of students, teachers can provide lessons as precisely as possible according to the needs of their students. Okay, next. This is our theme. Does the current learning environment cater to the needs of all learners? What do you think? Yeah, good. Okay, the student learning environment here is divided into two, namely the physical and social environment. The first, the physical environment, is the environment around students in the form of lighting arrangements both at home and at school. And the second, the social environment. In this case, of course, there must be environmentally cooperation around the school or the community with the school. Okay, educational institutions need a learning environment that is conducive, effective, and accommodates technology in the learning process. In 70% is already. Why do I say that? In Indonesia, educational institution create conditions for active learners, so that in the learning process students are not passive listeners but can be courageous and able to express themselves actively. This teaching method is done so that students are able to make their own observation, be able to carry out their own student, and be able to think on their own. Okay, before that, I want to ask, what is the learning environment during the pandemic? Yeah, this is a discussion very often, right? This learning takes advantage of technological development in the world of education, which can be accessed through applications that can become learning media during a pandemic. Okay, now you can see this is an image while studying online. Yes, you can see. It can be concluded that the student learning environment and student online learning activities during the COVID-19 pandemic are quite good in general, even though there are still many obstacles that are experienced by each student, and those that are lacking in online learning activities during the COVID-19 pandemic will be an evaluation for the future. Come to be better prepared for emergency situation like today. Okay, and then how to learn to be effective and fun during a pandemic. This is can be set the tips for student. Okay, first create a comfortable study room. Yeah, the first is you need to communicate this with all members of your family. Give understanding to them so as not to disturb you while studying from home. To avoid feeling bored, you can occasionally change your study room, for example, on your porch or backyard, like that. The second is maintain communication with your teacher. And number two, good teachers will be happy to hear the complaints and problem that students face. Occasionally, reprimand your teacher if they give them too many assignment or if the material they reach is not easy to understand. And next, set study time. Okay, you need to make a balanced schedule between studying, resting, exercising, and doing your hobbies. This way, you can continue to study while taking care of your physical and mental health. It is important for you. So the last, create small study groups. This will help reduce boredom, and feelings of isolation. This small study group can also motivate you and your friends to stay diligent and studying and help each other when there are groups member who don't understand certain subject matter. Okay, this is a good solution for you and your friends. So, in essence, the learning environment is an educator's effort to create and counter learning condition and restore them in case of disturbance and or deviations, so that the learning process can take place optimally. Optimization of the learning process shows that the implementation of a series of instructional activities there are deliberately engineered by educators can take place effectively and efficiently in facilitating students to achieve learning outcomes as expected. Okay, good. Because time is up, then I asked the presenter would like to apologize if there were any shortcomings in delivery. And thank you so much, everyone, guys. And wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.